fine. We'll do it your way. Zoom. We are the Patriarchy Show. You know us. You know what we're talking about. I mean, I always say people don't know the name of the fucking show, and then what? How did you get here?
Yeah. What's your name?
Our names and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, my name is. You know me. I make my living. And we know who you are as well. Look at this. We're gonna cover up Tedros here just to help everybody not have to look at that weird ass face.
Yeah.
Although the weird ass face, can we just.
Zoom in on it.
Look at this fucking guy. This the guy in charge of anything?
Yeah.
What is it? Time to make the donuts? That's
time to ride the camel.
He looks like a real fucking half-wit who is also hungover. But you stick somebody in a suit and you put him right there at the head of what is the World Health Organization? I guess anybody. Yeah,
he's in charge of it all.
We're, by the way, in our new location here in Studio D. Very comfortable digs.
Nice.
Thank you for noticing. And, I know what happened. That's just not small enough yet. Tedros and the World Health Organization are going to meet with member states and reps from vaccine certification credentials groups. I didn't know there were those, to discuss a global vaccine certification system.
So this COVID thing isn't over?
It's only just begun, I think.
Okay.
And not only that, it's going to expand. It's not only just not over. It's going to become
the
human condition. Oh, I guess far worse, far more intrusive. I never had to wear a mask because the war on terror. I never had to take a vaccine because the war on terror. It's already been worse than the war on terror. War on terror was just a boondoggle. They made money, right?
Yeah. Killed a bunch of brown people, made a bunch of money.
They're like, how can we make a bunch of money and seize control of a lot of people's businesses and stuff and their money and
pay $4 a gallon gas when I was driving up here.
Yeah, well, that's Ukraine.
Yeah, it's because of Ukraine.
The last 2 years, vaccine passports become compulsory for international travel in some countries. And, however, different regions and countries have different standards when it comes to proof of vaccine, meaning a passport that is verifiable in one country might not be verifiable in the other. WHO wants to get involved in pulling it all together under a global system. Wait, hold on 1 second. Who does this sound like talking? Pull it all together in a global system.
Global system.
They want a global system. Who says it wants to create a trust framework? Man, a trust framework sounds nice. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
it's like being safe.
It's trusting.
Yeah.
It's like saying you're the good guys and you're going to beat up the bad guys, so you're always the good guys.
Oh.
So it's a nice thing. Trust.
Don't you want to always be the good guy?
Yeah, we're always the good guys.
It says that it wants to create a trust framework which will allow the verification of a vaccine passport system anywhere in the world. Co-founder of Vaccine Credential Institute, Brian Anderson. Actually, his name's Brain Anderson.
Brain Anderson.
Brain Anderson.
Look at Brain.
If you cannot trust Brain Anderson, he's a smart guy, that Brain Anderson.
I think they need a copy editor over at, I don't know where this is.
Where is this? It's at the reclaimthenet.org. Personally, I think that it's...
I ran a news website.
You keep talking
hire a copy editor. Worth every penny.
Yeah, okay. But so long as they keep doing what they're doing, I think it's an interesting story. Although, maybe I don't know the perspective it comes from. Maybe this is the nicest way to say what they're doing. VCI is the group behind Smart Health Cards. Brain Anderson works over there making smart health cards, which have been widely adopted in the U.S. Have they? Smart health cards have been widely adopted?
I've never seen one.
I don't think they've been widely adopted. I mean, maybe widely adopted in the minds of like state government being open and willing to do it, but I haven't seen anybody doing it. Have become the de facto vaccine credential standard. It is not clear whether the U.S. will participate in the initiative. I think it's pretty clear we will, considering it just if it happens anytime soon, does not even have a national vaccination. We don't even have a national vaccination
Nothing
database.
like the other countries.
And the pushback against vaccine passports from states from states that better support civil liberty. Oh, that better support.
Yeah.
So
like
I thought
Florida,
it was like a threat. That better support civil liberty.
Florida and Texas.
Those ones. Yeah. The WHO said that more details about the international vaccine passport would be released soon. This guy right here, I was like, we need the international system to make a normalize the same across. Tedros, the reason they always call him Tedros because that's the one thing we can pronounce in his whole goddamn name. I mean, like, you better have one recognizable name. You know what? If Tedros was Tedros Sinadagat or something like that, it would just be his name would be Tag.
Yeah, Tedros Adhanom.
Adhanom, I guess.
I'm not trying that
Adhanom.
one.
Ghebreyesus. Ghebreyesus. Get it? Just think of Kanye West and Gabriel. Ghebreyesus.
Ghebreyesus.
Yeah.
Such an easy name to pronounce.
Yeah. Why don't they call him
It's
Ghebreyesus?
Dr. Tedros.
Tedros.
Dr. Ted.
Dr. Tedros. That's a story that look, I mean, really all it's leading up to is it's not even about the vaccination passport business. They can certainly control international travel that way.
Sure.
And obviously they are and intend to continue. Why? Well, the vaccine is the idea of whether or not the vaccine helps. It's not even an issue anymore.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
We're way past that. Now it's just, no, vaccination in order to do things.
Yeah. And I don't know what they're going to do to the newest member of the news cycle, Ukraine, when 70% of Ukrainians are unvaccinated.
You could not wait to start talking about that.
I love it. I love how the skyline in the city is all blue and yellow. It's so gay.
Look, it's gay either way here. But the Ukraine
really
business, of course, they're not going to miss an opportunity to join in the whole party, celebrating Ukraine, what a wonderful place it was before it was invaded.
Never corrupt.
Corrupt is not even the issue. All governments do things maybe the people don't know about or like. It does not mean that those children need to be shot in the face.
Like Hunter Biden was there. I'm sure everything was above board when he was there.
What, with Burisma?
Yeah. Burisma, of course.
In fact, he was being hassled by an unscrupulous prosecutor, and Biden had to have him fired. Or he had to withhold loan guarantees.
Like
That's how far he had to go in order to get clean government, right? And thanks to Hunter Biden, he was able to do that because I'm sure him being on the board of Burisma didn't hurt. So
and Russia's just the bad guys de facto, and I'm saying this. I have
they
friends
stole the
and
2016 election.
I have friends and priests that I know and churches that are being built right now in Ukraine that I've donated to, like.
Why do you donate to that?
Because I want churches in Ukraine.
Why?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Why not?
Why not churches
anywhere? They need
anywhere?
areas to worship. We have plenty of churches here.
Do we?
Yeah. They need more.
Those churches
they're
need
trying
more.
They're building
the churches need more people in them. Why not spend the money here on outreach?
They're building a cathedral for a priest who just died.
If you give that money to somebody local who is genuinely in need, who you agree with is in need, it might be good PR for the church. It might be you might be able to attract people.
My church has no money.
Do it more.
My church is so broke.
Well, you donate. I'm just saying I don't believe in donating to international things. I think it saps the vitality out of the church.
Wire the money to the priest.
Oh, you're not in a church that's doing it. Oh, that's a different thing. Do all you want.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like churches that are like
getting cash.
Churches that are like we're building a mission in Kabbalah.
Oh, no.
And we are building a library in Ganesha.
No.
And we could. Okay.
No,
Because I think that's International Council of Churches doing shit like that mostly.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
and those people
stupid.
are fucking communists, and they are here to ruin God, church, and everything's holy.
Right.
Through just bleeding them dry, taking their money, putting it elsewhere. I don't know. I'm not trying to cover up your face here, but like elsewhere in the nation, elsewhere in the world, out of the nation, out of the neighborhood, out of the community. And you go to a church like that, and you just imagine how just discouraged you'd be. You know, what do you get back from that investment of heart and that investment of, we get a letter that says, thank you for the library. I haven't read any book in it yet, but, there are homeless people washing balls. Because that's all they are. Libraries are just ball washers.
Ball washers.
Yeah, place for the
places. No, but
for the homeless to take a whore bath.
I take money and I literally wire it directly to a priest that I know who's going to put the money to good use.
I believe you. I mean, you don't have to tell me. I believe you. I have
but
I have no doubt.
Say a point that even after doing all that stuff for Ukraine in my personal life, I still don't think they're the innocent goody little two shoes.
No, they're not. They are not.
Super corrupt.
Now, here's what we do. Go to national news, and we read you the first three stories.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a bunch of stories, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a bunch of stories. This, too. I think national news may be like a it might be asking a bit much to get to anything except a network because of the actual stories don't come up. But okay, we'll see what the top story is over at CNN. Why not? The fakest of fake news.
See what they're lying about today.
Yeah, they're a joke in our town, just like 911, right? Look, under sports, it's Morrissey for some reason. Florida wildfire.
I hate
Okay.
wildfires.
Boy, that's
Boring.
what a great story. $40 general stores closed after a rat infestation. Okay, why not? I mean, like it's a fun one, but we'll do it. Tell me about $40 general stores closed.
That's 400, I think.
Oh, 400.
Yeah,
I said
even
40. God, it's 10 times that. Oh, and look at the size of that rat. Oh, my God.
That's a disgusting
Obviously, she's a manager at one. The conditions described by U.S. FDA at a family Dollar warehouse. In West Memphis, Arkansas. I know exactly where that is.
You do?
Yeah, it's Memphis. You just no, I'm nowhere near.
Okay.
I lived on the other side of the state.
Okay.
Tennessee's very long, and it changes a lot as you get over towards the western part of it. And Memphis is a big part of that. So the West Memphis, Arkansas is kind of like Kansas City, Kansas. It's not the Kansas City that they're talking about when they say Kansas City.
Yeah.
And this is not Tennessee. Live rodents, dead rodents in various states of decay. Rodent feces and urine. Evidence of gnawing, nesting, and rodent odors throughout the facility.
Rodent odors.
Rodent odors. Rodent odors are playing at the Mercury Lounge this weekend. But dead birds and bird droppings, foul stenches and odors and droppings. This is like too numerous to count. It says,
wow.
That's not a sentence, really.
Wait, they didn't literally
This is just a list. They never hit a verb. Huh?
They didn't count each pile of feces?
No.
Or
Droppings. The droppings were too numerous.
Too numerous.
Yeah. It can be a very small pile for me, and it's too numerous to count.
I'm not doing it.
Going to even count them.
So it looks like there's two.
Several. I looked at it for such a short amount of time before I said no to the rental. It just says live rodents, dead rodents in various stages of decay. Rodent feces and urine, evidence of gnawing, nesting, and rodent odors throughout the facility. Dead birds and bird droppings, foul stenches and odors and droppings. Too numerous to count. That's a paragraph without a verb.
Yep.
A federal review of company records indicated more than 2,300 rodents, not too numerous to count,
yeah, they counted those.
were discovered in 2021, demonstrating a history of infestation.
They love putting stuff in quotes at the end. Whoever this writer is.
Yeah, that's what because
too
that's
numerous to count. Demonstrating a history of infestation.
Yep. And then it says no one should be subjected to products stored in the kind of unacceptable conditions that we found in this Family Dollar distribution facility. I think people who shop at Family Dollar should be subjected to that.
Yeah.
Don't you? Did you ever have the idea that it didn't come from a warehouse covered in rat feces and urine and foul rodent smells?
Yeah, when you buy those little porcelain statuettes, if you don't find feces in them, you're disappointed.
Yeah, I figure like, something wrong with me. It lowers my self-esteem. That's according to FDA's Associate Commissioner. You don't need the name. You can read it if you want to.
It's there.
Regulatory Affairs. So the FDA discovery prompted Family Dollar to voluntarily recall dozens of food items. They sell food there, I guess. I guess nobody should be subjected to it. You have a right to clean things. Cosmetics, drugs, and other products. And
wait, drugs at Family Dollar? How many drugs can you get for $1?
Cough
One
syrup.
drug, 2 drugs?
Cough syrup. Family Dollar is not a dollar store, by the way.
Isn't it? Oh,
no.
I don't know.
You don't know what a Family Dollar is?
There's a Dollar General by me. I've
Same
never
thing.
been to a Family.
Family Dollar and Dollar General are the same. They're not. They're what are traditionally called dime stores.
Yeah, I remember the Ben Franklin's.
5 and 10.
Yeah.
It's not a place where everything's $1. It's not one of those. That's a novelty. They just have everything that costs $1. This place,
Dollar
there's
General
stuff that maybe cost $50 if it's,
so
I don't know, a toaster or something, or it could be, they have whatever. It could be like one of those things that put steam into the air or something like that. They have products.
Okay.
So it could be anything with the food. Now, we got that settled.
It's not just dollar items.
That's an important distinction, though, because apparently it says they closed 400 stores in 6 southern states. Wow, that is nuts. They temporarily closed 400. Now, temporarily closing 400 stores, that just means it prompted Family Dollar to voluntarily recall dozens of food items that discovery, cosmetics, drugs, and other products, and temporarily closed more than 400 stores in the southern states. What they probably did is everybody who orders anything from one of those warehouses that are kind of nasty, or a warehouse that they think might be a problem, and they have reason to believe, like, why would it be any different? Maybe they make a phone call to the warehouse managers. Just spitballing, kind of asking a couple of, is there rats, feces everywhere in your warehouse that you've, accumulated?
Yeah. We're too numerous to
You guys have a
count.
rat problem? Yeah. Remember when you told us you needed us to send or to a pesticide budget of some sort, or like a rodenticide, and we said, forget it. It's not. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that they had some idea this kind of thing was happening. Black and low income neighborhoods, it says now, they are. They're clustered in the cities predominantly black and low income. Well, that's the stores.
So the stores are racist?
Well, only in that they do business in those neighborhoods. Right? Does that make them racist? I mean, like, they go, what? It's not like they're there pushing menthol cigarettes or malt liquor or anything, you know?
They're not Korean.
Right, for Christ's sake.
Or Jews.
These are good American people just trying to make regular money off blacks, and are willing to open up stores in, low income areas, or have them everywhere and then leave them open. There are ones that have white people who go to them, of course. It's not like a black store. The Dollar, what is it? Family Dollar?
Family Dollar.
It says the picture of the distribution center, which ships products to stores, did not come as a shock to many in Memphis, where Family Dollar temporarily closed its more than 60 stores, clustered in the city's predominantly black and low-income neighborhoods. Black and low-income neighborhoods is where they're clustered. Black but not both black and low income for every neighborhood.
Right.
And the reason that they could say that is because Memphis itself is a black neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
why don't say black, Latino, and white low-income neighborhoods? Why is it just black? Why is black so important?
Good question, but it's not. But when they say black, they say predominantly black,
right?
Because the city's predominantly black. Literally, any store that you close is going. You could call it a predominantly black neighborhood.
Okay, like black churches.
Well, let me ask you a question. At what point does a room full of people, say 100 people, how many blacks do you need in the room before it's predominantly black?
Yeah, like a black church.
It's not 51.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not.
It's like 20.
Have you ever take that racist test? How racist are you? And one of the questions is, have you been the only person of color, or have you been the only person not of your race in a room before, or something?
Yes,
like
I have been. I have been to a Popeyes in Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah, I've been to West Memphis.
It's. I don't know how wrong it is. People call it a chocolate city. They call Atlanta a chocolate city. They call D.C. a chocolate city. Sometimes they call it a chocolate city with a vanilla, exterior or something like that.
Right.
It's like that in a lot of cities.
The vanilla is actually holding up the chocolate part.
Stop it. God, now you really are racist, and it bothers me. Because people lump that onto me. I say a lot of things that are funny. That's not very funny.
But it's true. The vanilla ice cream always goes on the bottom.
Stop it. The conditions are part of what city leaders describe as a history of Family Dollar neglecting the health and safety concerns of its customers and employees in Memphis. Now, they only know about it in Memphis. It could be everywhere. I'm pretty sure their policies are not, like, shittier in Memphis because they're black. Fuck them.
No, it's the same policy all over the place.
I do think that they've put a racial element on this story where it doesn't belong. The distribution center in West Memphis was not the only Family Dollar to have rodent infestations in recent years. Family Dollar stores in Las Vegas. Here we go.
Yeah.
Sacramento, Richmond, Miami Gardens, Pittsburgh, Canton, New York, and other areas had to close down over the past few years because of rodent infestations.
Those are not chocolate cities.
Not all of them. Not at all, I don't think. Pittsburgh is definitely not. Las Vegas, no. No.
Canton, Ohio?
I don't think any of these are. So, really, clustered in the city's predominantly black and low-income neighborhoods.
I mean, spin it that way.
Very few. That's the thing about the news, isn't it? That is the thing about the news. It's always a spin. Always look out for it. And I think we've learned the lesson from that story, and I think that's what it is. All right, well, let's go back and see what
The next news
what the
story.
next the next.
All right.
I like looking at the mainstream media news and taking from that the lessons that you can get, and there are many, and we will learn them along with you as we go. Oh, well, look, a Capitol Police officer. I don't even have to read the rest of the headline to know I want to click on that. The Capitol Police. Boy, what a disgraceful. I mean, disgraceful.
Disgraceful.
This is disgraceful. That guy.
I'm actually wearing an Italian mobster.
Oh, yes. I meant to comment on your velour.
You like my velour outfit?
Yeah, I wish you had are the pants velour?
The pants are velour.
Oh, my fucking. I had no idea.
Lacoste velour. I got matching.
Talking to the mic now. I can
see. Matching black and gold
They
Pumas.
can't see where you're pointing there.
Okay,
I believe you.
I'm not
matching black and gold Puma. Look at this.
Are we both wearing Pumas?
No. I'm wearing running shoes. Yeah. Never ran in them. Never will.
You're in New York and you never ran in running shoes.
Well, look, I'm not a jogger, okay? Because people like me get attacked and shot for jogging.
You're definitely not a jogger, Pat.
I am a person of color. U.S. Capitol Police Sergeant Aquilino Ganell. Mm-hmm.
Let's call him Tedros.
They're very diverse, thank you. Testified Friday during the sentencing of a January 6th rioter, as says, who attacked him that day, recounting the assault, the injuries he suffered from the riot. This is apparently a U.S. Capitol Police sergeant was attacked and suffered injuries from the riot, telling the judge he felt the rioter, Duke Wilson, would do it again.
Oh.
He would do it again.
He knew. He was in his brain.
If we let him off now, he's going to come and attack me personally. Okay, dude. U.S. District Court Judge Royce Lamberth sentenced Wilson, who's 68, to 51 months. How come they didn't give the age of Sergeant Ganelli?
Yeah.
Let's see what he looks like real quick. Maybe this will lead to a photo. I want to see. This guy?
This guy got beat by a 68-year-old man.
A 68-year-old guy. He would do it again. I remember this dude. I remember some of this dude's testimony. Oh, good Lord.
If I didn't stop him.
If he was not stopped, he would do this again. I am very afraid. Sorry, I'm not making fun of his accent. I'm making fun of the dumb shit he will say.
Lawmakers refusing to investigate what happened.
Is that?
You feel betrayed, or is it a slap? I mean, how do you feel about that? I don't put words in your mouth.
I feel insulted. I feel like they don't have the courage. They demand something from us that they're not willing to do, which is sacrifice their livelihood, sacrifice. I don't mean, anyone who says that this didn't happen and not taking sides on.
Am I in the Bronx now?
Hold on. Okay. I want to point out a couple of things.
Go for it.
He's saying, anybody who's saying that this didn't happen, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. Okay. Are any Democrats saying it? Are any Democrats willing to even challenge the whole notion of this being the worst insurrection, the worst event in American history? I don't see any. They're all outdoing each other, trying to make this a huge thing.
Right.
And you like that, right? As a Capitol Police officer, you like hearing, yes, there is, but okay, so it is political.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely 100% political.
I don't care who you are saying it.
And they over there.
And he's about to give a really stupid example, too, saying, what if I brought a bunch of people to your house? Which, do you live at the Capitol, sir?
I don't live at the Capitol.
No, does he? I mean,
maybe.
He's like, what if they bring him to your house? No, he doesn't. He's like, you work there. It's your job to defend there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I go to your house and bring a whole bunch of people, or tell a whole bunch of people to, hey, let's go to Lemon's house.
Oh my God.
Everything.
It's not the
Wait,
same.
we got to hear what he's saying, man. We got to hear what he's saying. I'm sorry. I just like the specifics of what he's saying is what gets me. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's like. Listen to this. He's talking about wife and kids. First of all, do you know anything about Don Lemon? First of all,
I know he's gay. Well, caught myself.
What if they threaten a wife and kids? Like,
I don't have wife and kids. have a husband.
Can you believe this shit? That is so funny.
Let's go to Lemon's house and break everything and threat your wife, threat your kids, threat whatever, whoever is there, and then leave everything damaged. Wouldn't you want to know who did this and who coordinated this? Because that's exactly the same thing that happened in our capital. I work there. I take our job very seriously.
Very seriously.
I can't believe my ears sometimes when these guys talk. I just can't believe it. I just can't. What a fucking ignorant thing to say.
And he's a sergeant.
Yeah, he's a sergeant. I think I'm starting to see why they might have had problems.
Yeah.
Because they are, inferior police officers who think they live there. What this is just the people going to the Capitol to protest what was going on with the election.
Yep.
They're lucky that it wasn't anything. They're lucky that people who are conservative tend to be law-abiding people, and many just went in there because, like, what, the doors are open?
The doors are open. Let's wander around.
Let's see,
No big deal.
The U.S. Capitol, from what I understand, is just labyrinthine, filled with all kinds of little you cannot find your way around it. You can't find anybody's office there without being led to it. It's impossible.
Right.
For people who are unfamiliar with it, they could not do it. And you know who I learned this from? It was pointed out by, anyway, Michael Moore was saying this. He said this was evidence or proof that suggested that the people who showed up there that day had the full cooperation of Republican congressmen.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what he figured. That's where he went with it.
That's the logic train.
And I said, okay, I'm willing to believe you up to a point, but then I don't agree with the conclusions you draw from that.
Majority Taylor Greene was waving them on inside. Go to the left.
They went before the day before there were some congressmen who had visitors who had a tour or something like that, and I don't think that it's impossible that some of those people who toured it also showed up the next day.
Yeah, they were there.
But I don't. Yeah, down they were like okay, follow your green-hatted. Whenever you were wondering where to go, look for the arm. But they have a little flag they're carrying. They're the guides to like. I mean, give me a break, my friends. Let's listen to the rest of this weirdo.
There are things I don't agree in terms of policies or political stands. I'm not interested in that. When we respond to a call, we don't ask the person who needs help, hey, are you Republican, Democrat, Independent?
Did this guy like take a stupid talking points class or something?
He had to have.
I've never heard anything stupider come out of the mouth of any. I question whether this person is as a police officer at all.
He had to be coached by someone in the union. Like, there's no way he came up with that. I don't ask if you're a Democrat, Independent, or Republican.
It is the sort of thing that a person who's totally ignorant would say. So I mean, like he very well be. Maybe that's the problem, is he's coming up with it on his own. Because this is like
maybe he should have talked to the union people.
Maybe this is the best he can do. Maybe it's the best they can do with him. As far as shit he can remember. Maybe they gave it to him one way and he's bringing it back in this garbled way. Like, I don't know, but I do.
Right? No, I see.
Can you? Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, we don't ask if you're. Wait, hold on before we help you. First of all, you defend the Capitol.
Yeah.
You don't get called anywhere. I guess maybe that's it. I don't worry about whether or not it's a congressman. That's what office has been broken into.
How many independent congressmen are there? Bernie Sanders.
We just respond and do our job to the best we can with the tools we have. So when people deny that this happened, it's so insulting. It's a betrayal.
What does that have to do? The fact that you go to calls,
right,
and you are broad-minded enough to do it regardless of one's political affiliation. I mean, that's saying something. You really should be, thank you for being nonpartisan in deciding who deserves to get any protection under the law. What does that have to do with what he's saying there? Like, so when people say it didn't happen, it's insulting. How do those ideas connect? I don't.
It's,
there's no answer for that. So
a bunch of people wandered around. I don't understand.
Yeah, we all.
Well, I understand it.
Yes.
It's a political tool
It
being
hates.
used to paint.
I mean, it sucks.
Conservatives as racists and all this other stuff.
Racists. And there wasn't even any racism going on.
The most racist thing was a black cop shot a white woman. That was the most racist thing.
That did happen.
It didn't happen.
And I don't know if it was because she's white, but it happened. And he was not punished for it neither.
Nope.
Calling me from overseas, my friends and family.
Oh, he says this, yeah.
Responded to asking me whether I was okay.
Whether you were okay. Heartbreaking.
What was happening in the Capitol.
So he has friends and family all over the world who called him and asked him what's happening in the Capitol. Oh, my God, that's terrible. Oh, you mean they know you work there and they were concerned? No policemen were really hurt there.
No cops were hurt there.
I love the fake redneck one who goes, I was tased 5 times. Tased 5 times.
Okay.
I don't even believe that at all. Dink. Wait till he kind of comes out.
Yeah.
5 times.
Yeah. Keep going. Just keep tasing. How many
when you
cops
get tased,
do you know you know it.
When you get tased 5 times, you don't care how many more times are coming. Your mind's caught on them first 2.
6 times. Could have been 6 times. Could have been 7 times.
Yeah.
Fucking people are stupid.
More concerned, I think, than the president himself that day.
Well, I love this fucking story right here so much. It's just so everything that's wrong with everything.
Yeah.
Even while it was happening, I could see that, like, yeah, they've come into the Capitol. Looks like they're having a good time. It doesn't look like a big deal.
Right.
And the tone that they were, look at this, look how terrible this is. They were straining to find something just devastating, and they couldn't.
The sanctity.
So the sanctity of the sacred halls of the Congress. That's what they did. That's what it was. Yeah, they made it like they were just like, this is a stain on America, and a stain. This is a black eye for the Congress. We'll get over it. However, nothing looked violent to me. Nothing looked particularly. I feel like they did spur them on, and like the people.
I'm sorry, but the Antifa guy was the one who told Ashley Babbitt to go ahead.
He's
and
the one
got shot.
He's the one who made the hole in the fucking window.
Yeah.
I still have my doubts about exactly what happened with Ashley Babbitt. I don't think that. I think there's more to the story than meets the eye.
Well, as a patriarchy, I would say that women shouldn't be at protests in the military, cops. So she would be alive today if she just stayed home with her kids.
Well, I think we needed numbers that day, but if it was a bunch of dudes, they might have some argument that it's some kind of militia. Then again, it would have been a lot better controlled. If it was a militia, it would have been all under control. Somebody would go like this, and they would all, they wouldn't be listening to Ray Epps.
Yeah.
Everybody get it? No, we got to go inside the Capitol. Remember, he was like that one thing. You've seen the video, right? Yeah. He goes, we got to go inside the Capitol. Everybody goes, no. What are you talking about? We're
terrible idea.
Showing support. We're not, dude. What are you suggesting? This is a great, and this guy, what he's talking about. Okay, interesting. That this is what it links to when, in reality, what the story was today was this Duke Wilson. He says he would do it again. He's just like, he appears to say, like, hey, no, we're not forgiving Americans for being upset.
Right.
We're not. I'm not going to forgive you for assaulting me and being injured. What were his injuries, by the way?
Yeah.
The injuries he suffered. Okay. So wait a second. He attacked him that day. I'm going to read the whole sentence. This guy that we were just watching, U.S. Capitol Police Sergeant Aquilino Ganell testified Friday during the sentencing of a January 6th rioter who attacked him that day, recounting the assault, the injuries he suffered from the riot.
From the riot.
So this guy might not have had any injuries from this guy assaulting him, and telling the judge he felt the rioter Duke Wilson would do it again. So this is all part of this PR thing that they're doing.
Sure.
I mean, you're telling me that these officers that you've paraded in front of us as the real thing, who just happen to be like central casting, appealing to different groups, the blacks and a bald guy who appeals to the white liberals as well.
Right.
You've got the ones who, hit the ground running in your new Ford truck type people who maybe,
redneck,
and then you got this guy who obviously Latinos, and then you have one other guy, kind of a pussy. I think he's for the fags, and he's like, he's the one who calls them all domestic terrorists. He won't even call them rioters. The terrorists then charge me. It's pretty. He's extreme. He's for the extreme. So. As we go through the story, I want to hear him. What did he say about his injuries? This 68-year-old guy, 51 months. Now they say 51 months, as if it's not 4 years plus.
Yeah.
I think that's why you put it in months. It doesn't sound like a number of years for hitting this guy.
And because it was a violent charge, because it involved violence, he really can't get much time off that sentence. Doing whatever you do.
He'll be lucky he doesn't get an extended 51 months for assaulting police officers during this is even hard to read, one of the most violent battles between rioters and police officers that day. Oh, okay. One of them, but that day?
That day.
And nobody was killed. Nobody was seriously injured. He assaulted police officers during one of the most violent battles between rioters and police officers that day. But did he personally, or was it one of their CIs that did a lot of the injuring?
Sure.
Because there were an awful lot of unindicted co-conspirators in this case. A lot. During the attack, Wilson made his way to the West Terrace tunnel, where an hours-long battle between police and rioters took place. You see something about this? If you have an hours-long battle and you're the cops, you're not doing it right. You disperse. Even if there's 7 of you, you have what you need to disperse the crowd. You've got some masks. You've got some tear gas. Drop the canisters. Fire them in. Do what you got to do. Give all the warnings you need to give. Clear the area.
Right.
They did not... look, I don't know anything about being a police officer. Maybe those things are impossible.
Crime for a long time.
Doesn't make me an expert on this, but I will say thank you for the acknowledgement of that. It's obviously I have the loudest crime report shirt that is made. I think, that it sounds like they didn't handle this very. Obviously, we know they didn't handle it well, but they could have just hours-long battle. In the tunnel, he used what prosecutors believe was a PVC pipe to jab at police. A PVC pipe, huh? Plastic?
Yeah. How big was it?
What prosecutors believe was a PVC pipe to jab at them in the tunnel. How big was it? I don't know. Both my hands were bleeding by that time from blocking the blows.
So he's blocking the blows like this?
With a PVC pipe?
Oh! And you're police. You have gear.
You have shields.
Shields.
You have a club of your own. You could sword fight him.
Yeah. That'd been
If
awesome.
somebody's swinging a pipe at you, you pretty much have the leave to shoot them.
Yep.
So you take your gun out and you say, stop or I'll shoot, drop the pipe. Why is this a fucking issue? Drop the pipe or I'll shoot. You're being hit with a pipe, right? Wait, do I have this backwards or something? He's being attacked with a weapon.
Yeah.
Stop or I'll shoot. Stop hitting me. You don't have to take this abuse.
He used the betterment of mankind.
So that we can put him in jail for 51 months. He used his fists and viciously threw several punches and used his body to push through the police line as well. Yeah, if you're going to push through a police line, using your body is recommended. You don't leave that behind. You bring it along. Bring it along. Bring your body. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not your dog.
It's carrying your brain.
Right.
So you try to keep your brain and your body connected as much as possible. Use his body to push through police.
So dumb.
But it's phrased that way intentionally. Used his body to push through the people, just so they can't. They don't want to say like he just fucking ran right through us.
Yeah. Don't want to.
We were unable.
Inept.
We were unable to stop him from just walking through. Goodell said, adding that he felt Wilson would do the same thing again if given the chance. I kind of doubt he would. I think being charged with a crime like this and having 51 months held over your head, you might go, you know what, man. I don't think I'm gonna fuck with that shit anymore. They like a rigged game there. Used his fists. He used his fists viciously threw several punches. I never heard anything like this being said about BLM, that they use their fists.
They were saints.
They were just doing mostly peaceful protests.
BLM
I mean, really.
Punch anybody.
Yeah. I mean, do they? They don't. And the Antifa doesn't either. They don't use their fists. Or throw soup cans.
No.
Or
never. Molotov cocktails.
Nothing like that, no. And they don't destroy property either. That's the other thing. They don't come and mess up the Capitol.
It's sacred, Pat.
And they recognize that,
yeah.
if nothing else. Antifa does respect the government.
Yes, very much. That's why they're called Antifa.
Yeah.
They're against bad guys.
Yeah, they're not anti-ga.
Yeah.
They're antifa.
Yeah. The government's not pho.
He will not hesitate, he says. He will assault me and my fellow officers again and again. What kind of a pussy police officer would say such a thing? What kind of no police officer would say that without marching orders from somebody who was going to kill your family or something? Give me a break. He will assault me and my fellow officers again and again. I am stunned to read that sentence. That sentence right there. Just like he did on that day. You're really that afraid of this guy. This
68-year-old man.
This man who has his, the election's long gone, okay? So, I mean, that's what he was so hyped up about. So the idea of doing it again, he's not going to come and attack you thinking, what, alone? To, overturn the election?
He'll do it. Duke Wilson will be the one to do it.
That Duke Wilson's trouble.
Yeah, watch out.
He will assault me and my fellow officers again and again.
He'll go to their house.
He'll go to their house and mess things up. He'll go to Don Lemon's house and mess with his wife and his kids. He will mess up his property. Just like he did on that day. Ganell, who says he is still recovering from injuries and subsequent surgeries from that day.
Okay, Band-Aid. 2 Band-Aids is in the surgery.
What injuries is he still recovering from?
They haven't specified that.
Not one. Not one that he's not even an injury that he suffered.
They didn't say sprained ankle. They didn't say broken arm, fractured wrist.
Intense scratching around the neck or bite marks. Nothing.
Nothing.
Before handing down the sentence, Lamberth told Wilson he made a terrible mistake, adding that this was horrible, a horrible day for our country. Wow, too thick is never thick enough.
Right.
I mean, even the judge sentencing you here has to go, you are a disgrace to your country.
Wow.
During the attack, Wilson also attempted to take a riot shield away from police and push an officer to the ground. You know what? I can see why you want to do that, because they use those shields as weapons, sometimes. Maybe you just grab it for a minute and you're just,
This fucking asshole.
No, hey, look, I'm not saying that Duke Wilson's not a tough guy. I'm sure he is.
Duke Wilson seems like a really tough guy.
He's going to single-handedly come back and whoop up on the fucking officers of the Capitol.
He is John Wick.
Well,
he's beating up cops.
Let's not go that far.
He's stealing their shields. He's doing jump kicks.
I don't know who John Wick is. I know it's a movie. I just never saw it. I made a very bad decision going into that place that day, Wilson told the court, and I would agree with that. I didn't know that it would be that bad, but it is worse than any of us could have possibly imagined. Because that day when they were talking about how bad it was, I was like, they're making this a thing. They're going to really try to make this a thing. And even after seeing the impeachment and knowing, wait, they're making this phone call thing? They're not going to get a... They can't do that. That's ridiculous. Even after that, I thought, well, they definitely can't make this a thing. Boy, did they ever.
They track Santa Claus every Christmas, with the live tracker. Santa's in San Francisco. They make up Santa Claus flying around.
Well,
they can make up anything.
That's harmless.
Nobody
believes that.
I know that's harmless, but it just proves that the news can make up anything the fuck they want. They can make up Santa Claus. They can make up Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairies coming to your house.
They can make up Don Lemon having a wife and kids.
Don Lemon have a...
Adding that he did not remember attacking the officers and that he had been hit in the tunnel. Oh, okay. I'd like to hear his specific words on that. Some of the videos they showed me, I just can't believe I was doing that, he said. I don't even remember walking into the tunnel. Wilson, who wore a hat with the words CNN fake news during the riot,
Nice hat.
He during the trial, he had a hat that just said CNN, the international face of integrity or something. What the world source? What is it they say? What was they used to say? CNN, and there was something about it being good. I don't remember what it was. They had a
like a slogan.
The name and news. The name and whatever. I forget what it was. Anyway, he wore a hat with the CNN face. Oh, and as is being reported on CNN politics
CNN
here.
politics.
By the way, so tough shit for him, huh? His fake news hat. You know that's why they fucking keyed in on him too.
Yeah, they went right after him
because there was a lot of people doing a lot of things. Pleaded guilty. It says to assaulting police and obstructing it. He even pleaded guilty. He's like, fine, okay, I did that.
I did it.
And obstructing an official proceeding in September. Oh, that was in September. In September, he pleaded guilty to assaulting. Wait, did he plead guilty to in September, or did he plead guilty to doing that somewhere else in the Senate? Oh, I guess. Okay, yeah. So he pleaded guilty in September. Now it's a sentencing. My bad. Right. I was confused. Okay. Well, I sound like an idiot for a second. Wilson is one of 6 Capitol rioters convicted of assaulting a police officer thus far. Okay, it's been what, over a year?
Yeah.
They've managed to convict 6 people of assaulting a police officer. I suppose they're going to say, well, we have so much video to go through. We have to identify these people, bring them in from all over.
Enough people.
A lot of them are trying to take, sanctuary with their various militia groups. It's hard to dig. It's hard to dig through the hard alt-right and get these people to justice.
That's for sure.
They go to their house and pick them up anytime they want. They're as soon as they get home from work. According to the Justice Department, more than 230 people have been charged with assaulting or impeding law enforcement. Okay, that's one of those things. According to the Justice Department, more than 230 people have been charged with murder or jaywalking.
Right. They've been charged, but nothing's happened.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying: murder or jaywalking.
Yeah.
You know,
one or the other.
So one's charged with murder, 229 are charged with jaywalking. Look at all these murderers,
jerks.
Been charged with more than 230 people. There's a
man.
Big difference in assaulting and impeding a police officer. Charging somebody with impeding a police officer, that's not going to be hard to find.
That's like if you don't get out of their way when they're behind you with their lights on.
Maybe you didn't get out of the way fast enough, and now
you're one of the 230
You impeded
people.
me.
You impeded the cop.
You didn't pull over. Even.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I think we've covered a good deal of what's happening in terms of our interest here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't see any reason to go back and pick up too much more of this stuff. Let me just stop the share. Here's where we're sitting right here. Me and Ian Erickson, the Patriarchy Show. And you are watching it. Now, how long is this show anyways? Yeah, is it out? We don't even know because this thing's been.
Yeah,
we at the studio. We've been sitting here bullshitting a while. When did we push record? I don't even know.
We said so many. Awesome
I love the velour,
by
the way.
This great.
This needs to be our standard uniform here. You think you could get one of those in my size?
I don't know if they make velour tracksuits anymore.
What I mean, the same place you get yours. It's brand new, right?
I checked Lacoste within the past year. And I couldn't find a velour sweatsuit.
Oh, for some reason I thought this was brand new.
This is brand new. No, it's a couple years old.
Well,
to me, a couple years old is brand new in clothing.
Oh, look at this. I just got it.
How many years I had 3 or 4 pair of my jeans? Over a decade.
You've had 3 or 4 pair of jeans for over a decade? What are they, Tough Skins? How do you get jeans to last
Levi's.
that long?
Levi's last forever.
Levi's do last a while. I always spring a what do you call it? A hole in my knee, though. With the Levi's, when I was a kid, I wore them.
Oh yeah, when you're a kid, you
always.
Over.
No, I don't mean a kid. That wasn't like crawling around on the playground in them. I'm talking about that was Tough Skins, by the way. And I'd wear a matching Tough Skins jacket to go with it. You know why? Because I wanted to look like a $6 Million Man or Oscar Goldman, and it was the closest thing I could get to a suit.
Nice.
Was like
whatever works.
It was the Canadian tuxedo they call it, denim jacket and jeans.
It's nice.
Where is this going?
I don't know.
YouTube? Are we on YouTube right now?
Yeah, this is going to go up.
Oh, and we're also
we're also on YouTube.
You thought I was talking about the conversation.
Yeah.
Where's this going?
Where's this going, by the way?
No, not at all.
Denim jackets.
However, though, nyccrimereport.locals.com, if you're not watching it there, then, hey, you know what? Here's the great thing about that is that you can follow for free. $5 a month. You get all kinds of content. All kinds of shit. Also, on the very next episode of New York City Crime Report, which is available everywhere fine podcasts are, like Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
Get a lot of them for there. And you know what? A lot of Australian listeners, too.
Really?
That's our second biggest country or continent or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of people in Australia. So thanks for doing that. And what we'll do is the very next episode, Ian Erickson will join me to talk about a guy who shoved poop on a woman's face.
Yeah.
And the reasons for that are minimal. She did nothing.
She sat there
to justify it. So we'll be talking about that. Hope you guys have a good week, and another Patriarchy show coming in a few days or soon. Have a good one. Later.